The TVET Center provides training for teachers from all multilateral high schools in Liberia. This model is very essential to enabling teachers who have graduated from different vocations or for any teaching knowledge to be trained as teachers. We also welcome and thank our local national leaders who have come to grace this occasion. As we work together in the reconstruction effort of our country, let us remain responsible to our national duty as leaders who are called to serve our people and country. Once again, we say thank you for coming and welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so while the minister is on her way, I serve as the Assistant Minister for TVET, STEM and Inclusive Education, a vector component of TVET. Let me say on behalf of the Minister and the President of the Republic of Liberia that you are welcome. The government of Liberia do appreciate the contribution that the EU and her partners countries are making to Liberia. You've done well with respect to our infrastructure. You've done well with respect to our skills. You've done well with respect to partnership and collaboration. With your intervention today, we have a modern TVET pedagogical center where our teachers are being trained in TVET to teach TVET courses. That's something that is typically new to Liberia, and we really do appreciate you for that effort. Today, we have teachers who are using state-of-the-art equipment to train students, and our students are excited using those new equipment. A byproduct of a whole lot, those of us who came before computer, but yes, still that technology is resonating in our ears. Today, we can walk through a large room like this at DWI, and that's something very fantastic that you are doing. We really appreciate you. We have teachers who left Liberia and went Europe for training, not just you, but in other countries around the world. Today, our teachers are capable enough. We have real-time data, real-time teachers. We can sit in Liberia now and do training from Europe or the US or any part of the world. That's something that is typically also new to Liberia. Your contribution is huge. Moreover, with your contribution to our infrastructure and our curriculum. Today we have curriculums because of your contribution. Our curriculums are then aligned to our market demands. So today we have students who can pull up those curriculums and learn something that will become useful to society. I just want to say thanks to you for taking the time out, especially in the area of capacity building. That's very good. We really appreciate it, especially the work here, because you really are a modern TVET center that we will take to turn into a university. TVET university. So thank you again. I know my minister will say a whole lot of it, but I'm excited that we come early this morning to come and give you that big embrace and that big welcome. Thank you, and I hope you have a fun time for the center.
This is LMTV Live from the campus of the Boko Washington Institute here in Kakata, Maigiri County, where the European Union delegation to Liberia is visiting the Boko Washington Institute.
The EU and the Team Europe generally, because it's a TVET space is filled by EU and the Team Europe basically. And we have been privileged to implement the programs funded by EU. We have two programs funded by EU, over 25 million, two of them. We have one program funded by Sweden, which is in one county, which is 29 million Swedish krona. And the impact is having, after we have had so many programs in the country, as you travel, if you had the opportunity to travel up country, you'll find the billboards. But if there's one program that's going to really change lives, it's this TVET program. Especially as the government takes the necessary policy measures and they put measures in place, this is the program that's going to change lives. She was in Hapa, and when you go to Hapa, you'll find the excitement of young girls and boys who want to do TVET. In a sense, we have created a good problem, in the sense that the school reaching a population of 600, because of being drawn to Tibet, now they have populations of almost 1,600 and over, because most of the young people want to do Tibet. So we just want to appreciate your support, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. And yeah, thank you for your speech, and we can continue. And I will say a few words later when the minister speaks.
Okay.
We start.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I thought you would take us.
You are welcome to machinery department, where production is the measure of value. Where we have 4 career paths here. We have wedding. Let's start with the wedding session.
So this is the tour section, and this is the instructor of the.
This is the wedding session. We have 8 booths where 8 students can practice at a time. As you can see, students are in their various booths demonstrating some of the work we gave them. Sorry for the light. As you can see there, they are working, and we have something to zoom this your eyes. Okay. Put the pen on. As you can see, we saw the smoke and send it out right there. So this we have 8 books, and they are demonstrating their skill. So can we move to the other side?
So this is the wedding department here at the Booker Washington Institute, and it's a hands-on activities that are ongoing within this area.
This is another career path where they play with their hand, work, and we are using rolling machines to form cylindrical objects or conical objects. Now they are facing bucket. Where they are doing. And we have the bench work, we have the table, we have all these manual machines and power machines are for bench work. So thank you for the EU price. And the other career path, this is machining area where we face the machine part. Any type of machine part, this is the model of machining, this machine, they have pieces of them, and they are demonstrating their facing inches. So as you can see there,
You can make machine parts.
yeah, we can make machine parts, sophisticated machine parts. We are going to the other side. Yeah.
So these students have already been trained to
Yeah,
use
that's
the
it.
machine.
Yes, ma'am. And this is conventional machine, which is highly precision. So if you say any work you are doing, you only use digital display to input. Absence of vernier caliper for measurement, the machine can do the measurement for you.
Hello, hi. What's your name? Hi, I'm Nona Duque. I'm the EU ambassador. So, what are you doing?
The inches for the door.
Sorry?
Inches for the metal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's the process of the shaft and the push. So we work together as a team to produce the bush, which is it, and the other people produce the shaft.
Okay, and you learned how to do it here?
Yes, right here.
What did you think? The teacher was okay?
Better say yes.
Okay, we will move to the other side of the machine.
So folks, we are live from the Booker Washington Institute, the mechanical
This is
department.
another machinist, lady machinist. So it's producing the other part of the work. So we have 8 pieces of this type, conventional lathe machine. So let's go to the other side.
So the UN delegation headed by EU ambassador taking a tour of the Booker Washington Institute facility here. These are all students who are being taught
Okay, this is another session of machining
composition of
where we
machine.
face the grooving, the gears and what have you on the surfacing of a metal. And this is conventional milling machine. It's 2-in-1. This machine is 2-in-1. It works horizontally and also work vertically. Now they are doing surfacing and it's a conventional. The digital input will help them for measurement, precise measurement without any alteration. Without using caliper, the digital display will help. So it's a modern machine and for the world market now. So the last one is this is a circle control, which is a CNC, and this is automated machine. Any step by Liberia, you don't need to go to Europe. This machine can do automatically, and with high speed, high precision, and it has 2D where you can do any other work on it. When you input, you will see the 2D. You will simulate the work and you will machine the work by itself. After simulation, you will simulate the work and the axis can move. You can see it's simulating the work. You will simulate the work at the same time. All the axes can move. It's automatic machine. We said our customer always come to us. They like industry. Most of their machines is the size machine that can do their work. And the last in the aircraft is software where we design. We have to design part, bring it to the machine flow for construction. So we have the software. Thank you. So let me
So we are making our way upstairs where we have another section where we just left this section of the Booker Washington Institute, and this is a tour by the European Union delegation to Liberia. They are touring the Booker Washington Institute facility.
welcome to the design area, another career path where the student is the drawing of the parts and before going to the workshop of construction. So these are the students that are doing the drawing. That is isometric.
So what you're doing is just supposed to be
You like doing this?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like a video game.
Yes. Yeah. That's now they use the topic.
Very nice. Very good conversation.
So this is the technical lab where students do the architectural drawing, mechanical. This is mechanical drawing they are doing, architectural drawing and even electrical drawing. All the technical trades they are coming here for their design. And most of our students from the elementary they are also coming here for computer concepts. So thank God for EU and U Rising. We have 28 computers here with the accessories.
So for computers here is cross-cutting.
Yeah.
All of the 19 schools in the 14 counties have computer labs.
And this makes the project exceptional. All right, we have people doing technical vocational education before, but they never have the hands-on experience like what is happening now. Where our kids are able to take, from their minds and bring abstract things to, So this makes the project unique. And I think it's because of the local team you have. The local team have been very, very exceptional. The ambassador has worked with us on this end also. So I think it's because the regular supervision and the rest of it has been something important. And this is why I'm giving the kind of offer we are receiving now.
Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you. Very good.
I think what makes the difference is that Novo is since the start of the design of the program and is now really monitoring, very, very, very closely.
Nothing goes without them.
You're amazing.
What are we saying?
I say like 6 billion program and
She texted me and told me she's on her way.
It's a live coverage here from the Washington Institute where the European Union delegation to Liberia, headed by the EU ambassador, Madam Murat Great, story the facility of the Washington Institute here in Carpentry, my little country. Still a lot of work has been done here, like you saw for yourself when we toured this place where you have state-of-the-art machines that are here and are being operated by our own Liberians. Young Liberians here. young laborers, male and female, who are being taught. Earlier on, we visited the welding section. Now we are moving over to another section.
Morning. Welcome to the Automotive department. Here we have our students at work. Maybe we'll walk around.
So this is the Automotive department.
Students are doing demonstration.
So we provided this trainer, but then you also do commercial repairs.
I also work
For the staff of the.
So the portion of it is sustainability strategy. Just in case tomorrow the project goes out, what happens with the facility? That's why the principal and the rest of the team, the local EU team, and you need to talk about designing a sustainability strategy. After the students have worked
Okay.
This is an EU tour. The European delegation restoring the facility of the Booker Washington Institute. And we are at the Automotive department, where in this section you see young laborers, women and men who are working on vehicles being brought here. So from the automotive department, we are moving over to the electrical.
No, electrical is right there. Right here. No, we have it's where we have the program and screen. So from here we just sit.
We are moving to the electrical department, but the blueprint delegation is touring the facility of the Booker Washington Institute here in Kakata, Nagibi County, and is headed by the European Union Ambassador, Madam Nula Dupree, along with her team. And I see here we have a representation from the Ministry of Education. I see the superintendent of my Gibi County is also there. Because as you may be aware, the Booker Washington Institute is ideally situated in my Gibi County. This is the electrical department.
And this is everything of the city. Giant color, thank you. Welcome.
And it's coordinated with
Welcome to the electrical department. This is Mr. Noah, and he's one of the instructors here. So he will take us around and explain to you what you have done for us and the effect it's having on us. Mr. Noah, this is the ambassador.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Thank you.
She's
Morning.
Yeah, morning.
the national guest.
People are working in the electrical department. You say feel free. We are here for you and to work together. So this is our students. Take you to the students to see our project.
So Mr. Noah is one of the instructors here at the Booker Washington Institute Electrical Department.
This is our alternating control panel. We use it for our practical. It's an electronic board. We use it for various residential and industrial practicals. So our student here will perform one of the practical, so you can able to see it because they have been trained to it and they know how to use these things. It is a unique project to the electrical department. So in California, the experiment very fast.
So please let me know what you doing there now. Let us know what you.
Yeah, you have to do so she can be telling us as a group.
And give me that big smile as you show us what you do, alright? I feel relaxed, alright?
We don't hear.
We don't hear you at all.
Be louder. We use the Timlock to control the unit system make it so you can write it. First one, here is on two switch, 22 lamping series. When you use this couple, also uses couple fluid.
So you can do this.
So here is a ballast, couple last, the protection pouring inside.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that basic, let's just go to the next. That is there. That basic was okay. Let me just base.
The next stage, it is the same board here, and we have another student here. We can explain to them.
Bila. I want to go for camps. This is a training book. This training book meaning will be people working on building or flourishing less cycle.
Flourishing life cycle.
This is cycle. That's where we look at the cycle. There is cycle getting with when we look at the startup, the startup then initiate the flow of forming the flourishing land. Then it's by the stable land, just let it footage or forming. So they will use the double pool. Yeah, they put it to that pool. So for this is source, we'll transfer source here. So we'll take it. We'll take connecting cable, transfer our power for present. That will be running circuit. Running circuit will take it.
So while you run the circuit, I see a computer beside the stand there. What is that computer used for?
Okay, the computer is used for the software that have been installed into this board. Teach a student from the computer to run the software first, so they can come to do the physical application. Also, when we have a PDF in there, everything that is built here is explained in the PDF. So when you teach a student the PDF, then they get the knowledge of how to run the physical aspect of the solution. So that's the function.
So you can see the difference between this board and the conventional board.
These elections and residentials. So the student have these elections. We are going to particulars and explanations.
Yes, and this I'll be telling you about the project here. Now this is the combination of both residential and industrial. This is the residential side which have the LED lamp and the fluorescent lamp, and the industrial side. Now this is the three-phase panel box. If you come in here, you'll see that power source from transformer or any integrated power source come in to the three-phase breaker. For the three-phase breaker, it comes down to the watt meter. Now for the watt meter, supply power to the three-phase breaker. Now the main function of the watt meter is to monitor the consumption of the power in the house. Now from the three-phase breaker, where you can see the ballast come into three-phase breaker which supply power to the motor, power size of the motor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just take one more. Okay. We want to let you know that females are doing better. Let's just take one more from here. Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
That's how to the industrial side and also the residential side. A single phase breaker of the residential. This one controls the outlet, which is the receptacle, and the other one controls the light. Yeah, thank you. Like your movie special. Alright. Yeah.
So our females are turning lights on now.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. Thank you. It's okay.
Alright, thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Saturday morning, yeah?
I used to live at Carpentry from the book Washington Institute in Calcutta, in County. European Delegation headed by EU ambassador, Madam Nura Ibrahim, is touring various departments here at the Booker Washington Institute. First, we left the mechanical department, and second, we went over to the Automotive department. And clearly, we were in the electrical department, and now we are moving over to the Carpentry and joinery technological section of the Booker Washington Institute.
Hello, you are welcome.
Thank you.
The Carpentry and joinery section. Here we train students in cabinet making and then rough carpentry. Okay. We have our students that undertaking the project that involve with wooden saw bakeries. There's a project that we assign to them. We put saw bring in here. So they are going to demonstrate on the various machines how the materials are. So we've been joined by the Minister of Education, Dr. Jasu Jala, who just joined us here at the Booker Washington Institute. After restoring our piece, we now do a surface cleaning. The surface cleaning gives us the street surface before we go to the thickness. That's all. That is not the fractal on.
So the dust extractor is used to extract dust that are
What's the power fluctuation? Is that power fluctuation?
The team body.
Okay, pass it. Leave that.
Jones.
I will have you, no problem.
Mr. Jones. just do a walkthrough now.
Let's take us through a walkthrough now.
Oh yeah, we have this is how we have introduced to the students. We have projects that our students are involved in.
This is another section now.
We do both local and international projects. This is our local project. This is a shoe stand that is locally made. We also introduce that to them so that the local people, when they need local furniture, they are able to produce it. This is shoe stand. It's shoe rack. Okay. Then also we have
Where the furniture?
this is a Japanese design desk for students. It's a Japanese style desk. We also have a mini conference table. Okay. Wooden structure that carry gable roof. We teach them different style of roofing that involve different wooden joints. Rafter joint, scarf joint, okay, laminated joint. This is what we are involved in here in the carpentry and joinery section.
What's your production capacity?
Depending on the type of furniture you want. For example, if you ask us to produce student decks, we can provide you 1,000 decks per month.
Now, is it the student desk, just the wooden or the metal?
We produce both wooden and metal.
You have displays?
We just prepare wooden, a sample of wooden metal decks for the Liberian schools and our authority or elder.
Where is the one?
We
have one there. We have one.
We have designed for the schools for BDOTC. The furniture in the classrooms is made by the MDTC workshop. So the workshop that we installed in the made furniture for the BDOTC hospitality. And then if you go to half an hour, go to Sino, the furniture in the room, in the classrooms, is made from the very workshop they have.
Yes. But do you have a sample?
Yeah, we have
So these are all products from the carpentry and joinery technological section. If you may department here at the Boko, Washington Institute. Now we are going to see a sample of some of the works that have been done here.
Oh, they didn't come back. They made a sample.
We made 3 different samples that was sent to the president. That can be the top can be removed, the edge can be removed, the parts can be removed.
But not this one. This sample is not.
No, this can also be removed. Yes,
But cannot be.
the top can be removed. The seat, they are all screwed, except for this arm that would take it on adding the screw. If you turn it upside down, you will see the screw.
Okay.
That can be moved. See the screw there. The seat can be removed.
But it's not flippable, right? So if a student
Yeah, but
wants
if you want it to be flipped, you can do that depending on the design that you want. Okay. We have decided if you come back, we're going to bone this and this section will be removed. You can place it in a box. You can get into a Jeep or a station weapon and then you take it to the in the inside and it becomes a sample. Yes.
quite large. So
I actually made it for the university, but with the primary and elementary school.
of course you can size it down. I mean, but the senior high school can certainly use this size because of what you use in textbook and notebook.
The minister will bring you the sample they're using in the schools in every TC.
Yeah.
Bring the sample.
Yeah.
Those ones will be very good for the
Because the ones we have
have a separate desk, but you can stack them. Stack them upwards.
It's stackable.
Stackable, yes.
Yeah, I would like to. Thank you very much. Lisa.
Thank you for visiting with us. We're going to come back again. Please remember us. Your plan.
For you just joining this broadcast, we are on a tour by the European Union delegation here in Kakata, Magini County at the Booker Washington Institute, where the EU ambassador and delegation are touring the various departments. Earlier on, we visited the machinery or mechanical department, and we secondly the automotive department, and we toured the electrical department, and lastly we toured the carpentry and joinery technological section of the Booker Washington. So folks, after the tour we want to bring this broadcast to an end because we are headed for another location. So thanks for watching everything. So folks, welcome to the continuation of the European Union delegation to Liberia. This is a tour session. Earlier on we were at the automotive department, the carpentry, the electrical department of the Booker Washington Institute. At this point we are at the technical.
7 teachers were females from a group in Spain.
Because we are Education Minister, Dr. Chasu Chela. Is forming part of this tour, and see the EU delegation headed by EU ambassador.
We have 24. We have 16 that are for general ICT training. This set here is for computer-aided design. Almost all trades require computer-aided design. Instead of the autistic squares. Because the current program we are running for TV teacher education has one module on digital skills for TV teachers. So this is
How do you select the learners?
The learners are nominated from the project supported schools. So the principals, the guidance of ministry are the ones who nominate.
Yeah, so all of the teachers.
This is the beginning, but eventually the entire TVET sector or TVET training, be it for private and public, all of them at one moment will have to pass through here before they can go and train. But in the beginning we began off with with the school support of the ministry. First group is the ones we send out for training. When they come back, we give them the pedagogical training. But we also have a number we are supposed to train from the schools, serving teachers. So nomination normally comes from the schools, of course, work with the ministry. But the only challenge a little bit there is that there's a small number you can pick at it, because you take too many of them, the plan is also you have to take small numbers bit by bit and give the number.
Also, currently we have one cohort that is on teaching practice. And out of the teacher trainers that we have trained, it was 8 that we really line. 2 of them are right there on their way back from the southeast, where they went for teaching practice, observation, and
the one next is fascinating. The teachers that are being trained here, because on our agenda, the government or rest agenda, the president wants to roll out TVET streams in all of the schools. So we're going to be taking those teachers to do trainer of trainers, so they become trainers of other TVET teachers. We will be recruiting at the government level. All right, so we don't have to fly them way across to train them. We do all of the training right here. We have the state-of-the-art technology right here that we can do the training.
So they get a certificate. What kind of diploma? So they get diploma.
Yeah, we have started with a certificate course. It is placed at level 4 of the Liberian National TVET Qualification Framework.
Okay.
Because at the same time we are using what the curriculum development project to give life to the qualification
standards.
Yeah.
So to really build up the standards for TVET education. So it's not done just randomly and very scale. Exactly.
Yeah, last time we had the opportunity to speak to the teachers, and they said that really it opened their eyes, the pedagogical training, to consider the students as real interlocutors.
Exactly.
So of the workshop visitors, teachers who are back there, they need to classroom training, then they came here and do pedagogical training, and now they are.
So it's not only the skill, it's how to teach the skills.
Go to the next
Oui, maintenant on a une interaction.
D'accord.
And this is where again we are connecting the system. This can be used for pneumatic training, hydraulic training, so control on moving trucks or equipment, those the excavators, the yellow machine. Forklift. Yeah. And also we can use them for training in terms of mechatronics, in terms of factory automation. Like when you look at Club Beer or Coca-Cola factory, yes, exactly, yes. But also for STEM. Because the basic principle of operation, we use the STEM, bring it down and use it to demonstrate STEM.
And for the collaboration, we just ended STEM training writing skills. So it is a huge collaboration.
So how many students do you have at one time at the station?
For teacher training, normally you have 30.
30.
But for this training, it normally we keep 2, like in a team learning. So one is doing something, another one is letting and noting, then the swap. Now, before we have our own cafeteria, we also use this lab as a restaurant. But under phase 2, we have a hostel and a cafeteria that will be constructed here.
And our team,
we have a mix. We have solar power that is running the water pump. It can also run on diesel. So now I think it's really nice, and part to also use it for training. With the technicians, they now look at
And the short appreciation for this center, we've already started work on sustainability strategy for this center in alignment with the EDX. So after the project is paid out, we are able to still the team project with the infrastructure and the technology. Just from
the budget or
some of them are still they are lower level, but are still taking
Yes, so we're looking at budgetary allocation, but also we're looking at the entrepreneurial portion of it, where the school is able to produce something, what we just say, and to be able to maintain. Those are the two cardinal ones, but there are other things we can.
Can also be with in partnership with private sector actors.
Oh yeah.
Still, so they could also contribute financially to you creating these skills.
Yes,
Is this a discussion that you are having with them?
Yes, part of that plan, because the last time Asan Patel was here.
So they have even trained some of the teachers in fabrication free for us. So the project was only required to pay for lodging and feeding, and then pay for
the training itself.
The cost.
And also some additional courses that we can add that gives value for money that would sustain some of the work that we're doing here. So those are the extra.
18 learning modules that have been we have started with the institution sustainability development. So all the institutions have some version of sustainability strategy after the project.
Still on the tour here. Towards an EU delegation tour of the Booker Washington Institute facility, and this section.
Why you don't want to enter the hall?
Come in.
Why you not? You should be sitting us.
Come in.
Where did the students come inside?
You want to organize what the panelists is?
EU support TVET and
Center of Professional Training, Research and Innovation. Because of time permits me to run on existing protocol, I'll just take you through quickly about the programs we are running. The TVET programs in Liberia are supported by the EU and TVET. And if you look at all of them, the main objective is to improve quality and relevance. Previously, the industry was divorced from the TVET sector, and what you are training was not related to what is in the industry. Now, as we do, probably David mentioned, the curriculum is developed with the involvement of the private sector, and they are involved in the governance of the schools. Then we have issues of access and equity, and that's where we find the first EU program will cover the 5 counties. The Swedish government covered 1, then the second phase is covering the remaining 8 counties, meaning at least there's a good functioning TVET institution in every county in Liberia. And then of course access also to target people, like encouraging vulnerable youth and female to participate in TVET. More quickly, there's another issue also to enhance governance and coordination of the Liberian TVET system. It's also to strengthen partnership and collaboration between the institutions, the private sector, and of course the government at large. And then also employability of the young Liberians. At the end of it all, if they can't get skills that can get employment, then TVET will be of no value. And then the overall aim is for them to contribute the economic development of this country. We have 3 programs implemented by UNIDO in partnership with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth and Sport. We have Youth Racing 1, which is 5.3 million. It's been extended, it ends next year in February. We have the second program, Youth Racing 2, which covers the remaining 8 counties in Liberia. It's 25 million euro, and that one runs up to November 2029. We have just finished the inception phase. Now we are moving into serious activity of implementation. And then we have the third program, which is promote youth employment through TVET, funded by the Swedish government, and it targets 1 county, that's Lower County, Bojima Matako High School. And then additionally, for this center is co-funded by the EU and Sweden. Even the extension where we are trying to put up a dormitory so that teachers who come here can find accommodation, so they don't have to pay for the hotel, is also funded by Sweden and the EU. So then I just want to mention that we have also been working very closely with the French-funded program, AFD, through AFD, implemented by ICD. We have also been working with the German and EU co-funded program private sector, so that there's no overlap, and then we work together closely in areas of curriculums and what we offer in the schools. Now, in terms of progress, we have this center. Here, of course, you can, here is established. We have developed a curriculum for this center. We partnered with the Hame University from Finland to develop a curriculum pilot. The first 3 cohorts of teachers were trained with their participation. Now they train the teachers, 2 from a ministry, the TVET Bureau Director, because they need to have an oversight. And then we have 8 from BWI, who are currently conducting training in this center. After this space, if you're not here, and it's learning time, they'll be here. And then we have also developed a curricula with the involvement of the industry. We have 13 of them validated. We have a number of them lower levels, which are being piloted, but soon the idea is whichever level of curriculum the schools require, we work with them and develop curricula together with the industry. Now, in terms of training, we initially didn't have capacity to train teachers locally, so we had to take them out to various countries. I have 10 minutes, I have to be very fast.
Less than 10.
Less than 10, okay. Less than 10. Okay, it was 10, now it is 8, I think. That's good. So we did a market study in the West Africa, basically Liberia, Senegal, I think Ghana was it, part of it, and then South Africa, and then East Africa, to determine where we take teachers and where system we can borrow from, using the rating from UNESCO. And what we ended up with, we have places in South Africa, we have places in Zambia, Kenya, and Ghana, where we take teachers for training.
As you look at this, I just wanted to put this one here, not necessarily because of the numbers, but you can look at, if you look at the female, the levels are very low. The first group, we interviewed around 2,000 candidates. We were only able to find around 7 of them who are qualified. But the trend is changing. And you can see the candidates that have been taken. These teachers have been assigned to the schools by the ministries. Now, this is second and last cohort under phase 1. If you notice now, there's a change in the participation for female. And all this also, we have taken them to various countries, South Africa, Zambia, Kenya, Ghana, as where they're being trained. And when they come back, now they come to this place and learn pedagogical.
So the men, they don't want to learn about hair and...
By the way, where I come from, men do better in that area than... So actually the idea is we are trying to encourage female participation in male-dominated trade areas, but we also want male to go into the female. And you find if in fashion we have 50-50, there's a man there, but we want to encourage male also to take up those areas. Now we did 3 cohorts, like I said, 86 of them. This number is less from the list I provided because I extracted a list which is due to Swedish, this is purely for EU. Now, the 2 last cohorts which are in training, the percentage of female has 2. I'll move quickly. Then we have done several other courses, some of them issued by ILO, some of them by the Ohio State University Curriculum Development. We have several courses. Still, if you look at it, you find female participation is still very low. But the issue here also is those who are the people who are already in the workforce as it was. There's not much we could do because we're training people who are already in the positions. I'll move quickly. I'm doing well, I think. Then we have also done these courses, and you find the female participation still a bit low. In overall, 448 successfully. Enrollment is much higher than that. It represents 14% female. But if you look at those currently in training, be it pedagogical or technical, the female percentage has increased now 26.5%, which is a good trend. We just need to keep it up. If we can grow to 30% minimum, that will really be great for the country. Now, I got statistics from the schools. I think they're still working in terms of enrollment. And you look at graduates from 16 schools, last year was 22%. But if you look at enrollment, current enrollment is at 9%. And I think the EU program, which is implemented by UNICEF, which is on a IMI system, will be very helpful in collecting data so that we don't leave our Tibet, we collect all the data for the entire education system. I'll move quickly. I'll take you to photos. Maybe you may ask me to take a little bit longer. Now we have upgraded infrastructure for all the schools, 9 schools. The only area we are not complete is tech equipment. We have 1 school where we need to provide plumbing equipment, 1 school where we need to provide cosmetology and fashion equipment, that's BDOTC, and then agriculture, we are left with the power tools, and the procurement is ongoing, will be finalized probably within the next 6 months or so, the latest. Some of them are about to come. Now, I'll just take you through probably the photos because of time. This is a teaching hospital model, kind of, where you see for BDOTC to be, is actually really a hotel, but it's for learning. It's about to be finalized under the Ministry of Transport. But this is the existing classroom. Honorable Minister, the chairs you have over there are the ones you have done for them, but you can stack the tables and the chairs can be stacked. And then if you want to clear the room, you can clear. For them, they use their workshop to make those furniture with our support, with the project support. Now, bit 2, which is people for agriculture, that's how it is. I just checked. Then this is Habed Matlatro under the Ministry of Education. That's how it looks. Kepamas, the vehicles have been delivered. Actually, BWI may have was taken today. Now they are taking the vehicles to the other schools, urban schools. But now for automotive, we are done. We have every equipment within. Now, I don't know how to say anything, you have been there, that's how it was. I think it should be 2 years ago when we finished that work. This is Zweden, gives you an idea how all these institutions look like. All of them are done to very good quality. This is MVTC under Ministry of Youth and Sport. And this is Tubman. It's just very close to within the city. And then within this very room is where I have been conducting TVET training. We did a pilot in Monrovia. Now we are going to under phase 2. In those 8 counties, we are going to train the science and STEM teachers on how to train to teach. Because we know that if they are well good in STEM, then the uptake for TVET will be successful. This is still STEM training. Now, in terms of priorities, it's installation of outstanding equipment and then TVET teacher training. Under phase 2, recruitment and training of the teachers. And then we also upgraded the facilities. We also tried to establish the RPL system within Liberia. And then also, there's an aspect of rehabilitation of youth at risk within our program. We are supposed to rehabilitate and train 100 of them. So we want to start working with the rehabilitation centers within Liberia, with the ministry, working together with the ministry. Once we rehabilitate them, they will go and be trained in the existing centers we have already rehabilitated. And then lastly, there's also STEM training, but first of all, we are developing materials. When they did the pilot training here, they used Ghanaian materials. Now that we want to develop Liberian materials in the context of Liberia, and then train at least 10 of the first trainers. Then after that, next year now we go out using those ones and train now in the remaining 8 counties. Now, in terms of approach, the key focus is national ownership and leadership, and then strong private-public dialogue and policy. We want the government, the people of Liberia to own the work done. This is EU-funded program, but we should call it EU project. It's a project for Liberians. They need to own up and take responsibility. That's the focus as we go to the second phase of the program. We also want to be very strong in inclusion. We have to drive that inclusion that, like they say, we leave nobody behind. We want the female, particularly if we can increase from where we are and go up to 40, even 50, the better for the country. And then also communication to stimulate demand for TVET. We are going to be strong in that. In this 2025, in the approach, and then sustainability and financial viability through production units. And this is where we need the government to make policies. They don't know how to legally go to a house and pass a law. It's very difficult, but it can be a policy mechanism by which the schools can be empowered to do a bit of business and make some money for maintaining the workshops. And that's what we want to push for, and it's good for the country. And then there's also national and homegrown solutions. In the training, we have looked at it, the second phase of training, 50% roughly of the teachers would train them here where we have capacity, where we have resources and capacity within the country, we will not go outside, we will do it here. And then also synergies and South-South cooperation. We are still working with the ICD, we still in the communication with the GIZ, we still work together even in the issues of job fairs. We still work with the Gateway Vocational Center so that we can be involving as much as we can. But we have some challenges, unfortunately. Of course, we ran through the COVID challenge, which is really knocked 2 years out of our available time. I'm just about to finish. I think I'm not almost there. There's a gap in terms of governance for TVET. The government has pushed, the law has passed the first house, but then it has stuck. I think this is something the government needs to address quickly, so that the investment being put in TVET does not go to waste because you don't have a system for governance. This is critical, this is important for the country. And then grant is an autonomous status for the TVET providers. We are not saying give them autonomy. You can come up with policy mechanism where still they can operate and make a decision. If I'm a principal and I can't make a decision, I'll just be a principal in name, but not really a principal. We need to empower them to make a decision.
Very honored that you have made time this morning to attend this visit. And most importantly, I would like to acknowledge the youth in the room. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for your work, for your commitment in building a better future for yourself and for your country. So the European Union is very proud to support this project, this Youth Rise project, because this is exactly the type of project that we are looking forward to investing in more in the future. You see signs everywhere which talk about the Global Gateway. And the Global Gateway is the EU strategy, which is exactly aimed at creating job opportunity for the youth of the countries that we operate in, which is more or less at all the countries in the world, and to work exactly with the private sector. And I saw that one of the challenges ahead will be to build more public-private partnership and working closely with the private sector. And this is exactly also one of the goals that we are pursuing with the Global Gateway strategy. So the Global Gateway strategy is looking at what are your interests in terms of the Liberian economy, where are your potentials, and where can the European private sector come in and support this kind of investment. So it's really this kind of partnership between Liberia and the European Union that we are looking for. And for this to happen in a successful manner, we also need to have the right skills. And the right skills are being built here in all the centers around the country. And this is really fantastic work that you are all doing. So it is all about economic empowerment of the country, creating job opportunities for men and for women, as well as more vulnerable groups. And I see that this is exactly part of your strategy. For this particular project, the EU has invested 50 million euros in this Youth Rising 1 and 2 project phases, and they are operating in 19 schools and 14 counties, as we have heard. I think that this is also, this strategy and this work that we are doing is also part of our commitment vis-a-vis towards the youth of the countries that we are operating in, and also towards education. We know that any society can only thrive if there is a right level of education, and this is part of our priorities when we are financing projects abroad, that we are supporting education, from basic education to higher education, as well as vocational education training. And I think that this is a real key pillar to our commitment. So this is why I'm really particularly happy, and I would like to thank my colleague and friend, the head of delegation here in Liberia, as well as all the staff of the EU delegation who is here today, because they are also very firmly committed to this work that you are doing together. Thanks also to UNIDO for the implementation of the project, and to the member states. So the EU, as you know, is a group of is an institution that groups together 27 member states of in the European Union, and Sweden is one of them, as well as Finland, and they are very closely associated to this program, as well as France, as we have heard. So this is what we call Team Europe, so it's European Union institutions and the EU member states working together hand in hand in this partnership for Liberia and with Liberia. Last word, Minister, I really want to praise the excellent partnership between Liberia and the European Union. I will have the occasion during my few days here in Monrovia to repeat it to a number of interlocutors, but I'm very happy to start this visit with you, because this is really where the present is and where the future is. So again, congratulations for your work and for your commitment. Thank you.
Yes, the Minister of Education.
Thank you, and I think I will pick up from where the Director ended, the importance of why TVET should be our present and future. So EU delegates here present, representatives from UNIDO, principal DWI, government and local government officials, distinguished guests, our youth, and the media present, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to be here, not only to meet the delegation, but to showcase what the EU has invested in Liberia. And this investment is key to the government's commitment to lifting TVET and building our blue-collar economy. We know we have done well with the white-collar economy, but we want to really empower our youth, looking at Liberia's youth population of over 60%. We want to make sure that our youth not only are equipped with the skills, but that also we're building entrepreneurs, that they do not just get, acquire skills, but we're building sustainable avenues to where they can have livable employment. So with that said, the establishment of this TVET facility has significantly contributed to our national agenda by equipping our young people with practical and marketable skills. The modern equipment deployed here, generously provided by the EU, is a symbol of technological advancement and a testament to our shared dedication to education and innovation. However, while these advancements are indeed laudable, our work is far from complete. As you heard the report from Roger, the number of females that we have in the pipeline, whether it's at the teaching level or student capacity, is where we have to look. He talked about the ability for our institutions to become semi-autonomous, to encourage entrepreneurship. He talked about the placement of our teachers that we're training in the system. I think as well as the retention, assignment and teacher retention. So yes, we still have more work to do in that sphere, but I'm encouraged that we are on the right trajectory and that we must ensure the sustainability of these resources. If we look at what's happening globally now with the USAID drawdown, this should be informative for us to say these supports are now always going to be available. And when they're available, we maximize them and we plan for sustaining them for the long period. So in addition, I call on our EU partners to expand their support. There is a compelling need to invest in training programs in ecotourism. We know the Arrest agenda speaks highly of our commitment to tourism, and I would say, I think in some of our discussions with the expansion of Youth Rising 2, we're exploring the expansion of tourism programs in areas that we're not just piecemealing or mapping curriculum from one place or another. We're looking at the county structure to say, okay, what may work in the TVET area in this county? So that's the kind of detail that the EU through the UNIDO and the ministry are working to ensure that we place programs that are significant, that will make training of the folks in a certain area more enticing, I would say. And I strongly believe that the approach that we're taking now with technical vocational education is really changing mindsets about who goes into TVET, because the traditional narrative is people who are not smart, who are not academically inclined, are the ones that get into TVET. But this project has definitely demonstrated that that's not the case. You need technical education, and technical education, folks who don't go down the academic pipeline, traditional academic pipeline, can also pursue technical vocational education. That's what sustains the economy. That's what sustains development. So in as much as we have the policy and all of that, we need implementers, and we need implementers at the office level and also at the field level. So this project cannot, the importance of this project and the preliminary outcomes that we're seeing cannot be overemphasized. So these fields not only serve as vital resources, as vital sources of income generation, but they also help preserve our rich cultural heritage, aligning perfectly with our broader development plan. So as I stated earlier, we're looking at also how can we include that aspect of culture and artifacts in the TVET operations in the country. And the idea of having a framework for TVET is critically important. So we are making sure that we keep the pressure on to make sure that the LINCOM is finally established so that it guides TVET operations in the country, whether it's standards, whether it's how we operate schools and how we prepare TVET instructors, and then their ongoing professional development is key. And I know the president is keen on that. In our presentation to him for the different policy framework documents that we provided, his message was, all these documents are excellent, but we want to see it lift off the page and get into action. So this is one of the things that we're keen on. So these efforts are a testament to the collaborative spirit between the government and our international partners. They align perfectly with our national development goals, which emphasize sustainable, inclusive growth and the creation of lasting employment opportunities for our citizens. Together, through sustained collaboration and innovation, we can empower our youth, the nerve center and engine of our economy, creating meaningful job opportunities and build a prosperous future for our nation. Thank you for your support to our EU partners, and we look forward to the continued partnership in building a brighter future for Liberia. In all that we do, the first and center is think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Thank you.
Education Minister, Dr. Jasso
Thank you very much. Just before we have this section and go to the next section, we know we're going to press for time, but for the purpose of concluding this section, we've been asked to have a media engagement with a high table for a very short while, and then when that happens, we'll conclude this session. Please, okay, the first.
So thank you. So we'll do this for 3 minutes. The team is here from the Ministry of Education. So we'll take questions from the media, starting with. So you just call your name and your institution you are from, and then you address the question to whoever partner you want to. Thank you. Yes.
Good afternoon now. Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Moses. I come from the BBC. But let me join Liberia to say thank you to the EU for these initiatives. But I'm concerned about sustainability. Listen to the ministers, and it's also important for us to be able to harness. Now we're looking at the heat deficit that is flooding the entire African continent and other countries in the world. How committed is the EU to sustain this initiative, even going beyond, because the EU is one key partner after USAID to support the Liberia infrastructure, in what capacity says the end of the crisis.
Who are you directing?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I think that there are a bit two parts in the question. One is about the sustainability of this kind of projects, and then the other one is about the trends in the international aid. The sustainability, I think this was indeed the purpose of the visit, and I think in the presentation we heard as well that this kind of project and the support that we are providing for this kind of initiative is really to show that it is possible, to bring the partners and the actors together, as you all around the table today, and show it is possible and make sure that it can be therefore extended after the external financing has finished. It's also why it's really important to work on the revenue collection dimension of related to the production that is taking place here, but also in my view, and this was also one of the points in the presentation, working really very closely with the private sector. Because again, creating all these skills will only make sense if there is a job after the training has been finalized. And that can only happen if the private sector is actually in the driving seat saying these are the skills that we need for our own industry and for our own development. So this public-private partnership and really working with the private sector and having the private sector pay for the skills that are being developed, I think would be a path to the sustainability of the initiative. As for the rest, indeed, as you point rightly, the EU and the member states are the biggest donor with the US in general. The official development assistance that we provide around the world is on par with the US. We are an active partner. We are a reliable partner. We've been cooperating here and having the government cooperation program, especially in Liberia, for many years, and we are continuing our support. They said, I mean, again, I think it's really important, and I think the Minister was alluding to it, that a country cannot thrive thanks to external aid. I mean, it's really your country, it's your sense of initiative, your investments that will make the country thrive and jobs being created and equal partnerships being promoted in the country. So it's really a call for, so we are here, the EU is here as a stable partner, but nevertheless it's important to ensure that the future of the country is really driven by themselves in the country. Maybe I pass over to you on this.
Thank you, and I think the sustainability portion of the question is key because that's what drives the so what and the now what. After the skills are developed, so what? After the EU or partners go away, now what? So looking at public-private partnerships is key. Continuously conducting demand studies, because a demand study that may work 5 years from now may not be current now or 10 years from now. So what is the market consistently saying about the kind of skills that we will need? What projections do we need to continuously make in the skills that must be developed? And then how do we put mechanisms together to continue to sustain what our people are learning and how they are applying them, whether it's in hospitals, for example. We're looking at now bringing biomedical training to BWI. We have a lot of equipment that do not work across our hospitals for a simple piece that's missing from it. And these are the types of sustainable plans that we're having in place to say what trainings do we need over time and who are the partners that we need to bring to the table from the private sector to continue to support and enhance these types of projects after the funding for them are gone.
Yeah, just a follow-up. I wanted to make a follow-up.
Very, very short. I think we have to stop.
Short follow-up. I know you might be meeting some stakeholders and key actors in Liberia. I'm concerned about the US aid has shut down at least over 10 programs in Liberia. Are you hoping, after hearing from different stakeholders, to be able to bridge some of the gaps created? You are responsible for international development.
Listen, at this moment in time, I think for us it's a moment, and I think this is also what the government of Liberia is doing, to take time to analyze. Analyzing the consequences, the decisions. There is a moratorium, or also the pause that has been discussed, that has been decided. Okay, the pause will come to an end, and we will see what the US do. But for now, it's the US decisions that are being discussed and that are being analyzed.
The last question.
Thank you very much. We are sorry because of time. We can't entertain any question again.
Sorry.
Please bear with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So
Is there any? So now we will begin of playing.
We bring this workers to an end.